Okay, so welcome to this episode of Stuff Old Guys Do, and today I'm going to talk about how I do coffee. Now, coffee's always been a pretty important part of my life. Even when I was a kid, before I drank coffee, I associated coffee with happiness. My grandparents, who I spent a lot of time with, every Saturday morning would have folks from the neighborhood over for coffee. It was something that, it was just a great community. It was great to be exposed to that, and so I've always associated coffee with good things. And now I have to have coffee every morning when I wake up. And I've gone through lots of different phases of coffee. When they first came out with flavored coffee, I'd get the whole bean, I'd grind it myself. I've done the French press, the regular coffee, percolator, just about any way of making coffee you can imagine. But I have finally settled on one coffee machine that I really love. Now, all these other coffee machines and ways to make coffee, you end up with grounds in your coffee, you end up with excess water spilling out, condensation, filters to deal with. It can just really be a mess, and it's time consuming. It's a little less expensive, but time consuming. So for me, time is probably one of my most valued things. So the machine, of course, I'm talking about is the Nespresso. They use these pods. They're not the first one to come out with a pod type coffee maker, but I'll tell you what, they really have perfected this and taken it to the next level. It makes a perfect cup of coffee every time. Actually has a barcode reader on the inside of the pod, and when you place this into the machine, it reads that barcode. It knows exactly how much water, exactly how much heat, and time to make the perfect cup of coffee for that specific pod. And they've got lots of different pods to choose from. I buy mine from Amazon. You can purchase them directly from Nespresso. There's lots of different flavors. When you can see, of course, my wife found this awesome little basket, and we keep all our pods in there. And so what I have is half decaf for after I've had 3 or 4 already. This is actually my favorite one, the Stormio. And when you get the box and when you look at them online, you'll see that they have a boldness and darkness flavor rating. So you help you choose, your style of coffee. Then I've got all these, like caramel cookie, which happens to be my wife's favorite. We got hazelnut muffalino, Audacio. They're all kind of Italian sounding. This is what I'm going to make today for you on this video. This is an espresso. So that's another thing that's really nice about this machine. You can make an espresso at home. I've been fortunate enough to have traveled the world, and I'll tell you, United States, the hotels, they don't have much of a coffee game. You have to go to Starbucks, where you're going to spend an arm and a leg to get a good cup of coffee. If you go to Europe or even the Asian countries, I found that they have really good coffee in hotels. And that's where this thing's really going to end up hurting me, is when I go back to having to travel again and I'm in the United States staying at a hotel, the coffee's not gonna meet the standard anymore, and that's probably going to be a problem. But anyway, let me show you how this thing works. Okay, so this is the machine. This is the water container, so you can just take it out easily, fill it with water every morning. Sometimes it lasts a couple days. It'll do about maybe 4 cups of coffee standard. An espresso, of course, doesn't take near as much water. So anyway, it's got a motorized opening device, so it just automatically opens. It dumps the cups into the container in the back. So when that fills up, I'm going to take them out. And these things are completely recyclable. Put our capsule in. One touch, it closes. It starts to read that barcode. You just press one time. You hear the heating element start to heat the water. So it's not the quietest thing in the world, but you just can't beat it. Look how creamy and rich that is. So if you ever watch comedians in cars giving coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, great show. But every time I watch it, so I just have to have a cup of coffee. And now I can have the best coffee at home. Well, I guess I need to get myself some of those little espresso glasses so that it looks a little cooler than it does here. But this is a nice little espresso. I believe you can get the double shots. There's lots of different possibilities, flavors. But I encourage you, if you're stuck at home, and if you're spending currently a lot of money on going out and getting good coffee from, say, Starbucks or some of these other places, then this could be a savings. Now, my old school way of doing coffee, I was probably spending around 30 to 40 bucks a month, filters and coffee, ground coffee. My coffee budget now has probably gone up to about $70 a month, but I gotta be honest, I'm a lot happier. Cheers. Have a great day.